We're in Lancashire today at Blackpool's world-famous Winter Gardens. You've seen it many times before, but never quite like this. Well, I'm about to retrace the steps of one of my greatest triumphs. About 24 years ago, as we speak now, I appeared in a show called The Rupert Bear Show, Rupert and the Paperful. And I played the chiefest clerk, and I remember saying to the producer, I don't mind being in this show so long as I don't have to wear an animal's head. So they actually bought me a purple glinchy wig, and I wore this purple glinchy wig. And I didn't actually appear in the evenings. I worked in the mornings. We had an 11 o'clock matinee and an afternoon show, because in the evenings Danny LaRue was on. You all know Danny LaRue, surely. Wonderful, wonderful female impersonator, Mother Kelly's Doorstep and all the rest of it. Up the road at the ABC cinema now, there was a theatre then, was Larry Grayson. Wonderful performer and a very kind man. But I was down here, over at the world-famous Blackpool Winter Gardens. Right, Brian, you go off and open up your little, whatever it is, your secret place.
My secret passages, yes.
Right, you go off there. Now, Brian is in fact going to open up a sort of a little locked cubby hole that he's got, because he's showing us some of the original tiles that was done by a chap called Neatby for the Winter Gardens. And regular viewers will know that Bristol, we went to another place by this chap, Neatby. He's famous not only for the Everard building and the Winter Gardens here in Blackpool, that's Brian kicking the door in, but also he designed Harrods Food Hall. And in here we have his work. Have you found it there?
Lights on.
And we're going to open up now.
Yet another room.
Well, Brian is in position at the edge of what can only be described as a very tight little alleyway in a car park. Oh, and there it is.
One of Mr. Neatby's ladies that once graced the entrance to the Empress Ballroom. There were 28 of these ladies originally in this beautiful tiled entrance, most of which has disappeared. We still have 12 of them who are in the cafe next door, but all boarded up and protected. But this one, and you can see the mirror, the tile work, all being painted over the tile work, but you can see where the tiles have, the paint has come off the tiles, beautiful rich blues and greens there. And right in the corner here is Neatby's signature, William Neatby, 1896.
And it's the same year as my grandmother's birth.
Mr. Neatby used his wife as a model, so we're told, for all the various ladies that that decorated the entrance, and apparently she was a very, very attractive woman, and he was quite possessive of her and locked her in the house and wouldn't let any other man look upon her.
And now she's locked up the end of a corridor in the middle of a car park in Blackpool.
Yes, with the sprinkler, main sprinkler stop valves for the Winter Gardens all around her, protecting her.
Poor old thing. As we walk out, Brian, tell me why they called it the Winter Gardens. Why?
They called it the Winter Gardens because it was a place where, when you spent your sixpence to get in, you knew that whatever the weather outside, there was always something to do. There were gardens that you could be in, there were enclosed attractions, and it's that old Blackpool publicity letting you know that you didn't waste your money. For a good value of a sixpence, you could spend a whole day in here, whether the weather was good or bad.
I'm sad and I'm forlorn. Do I look it? I've just been up there, I've looked down here, I've looked round here, because the stage door to the Winter Gardens Theatre has gone. Brian, come over here. I've just been looking up there and I can't find the stage door to the theatre for the Winter Garden.
I'm afraid the old Winter Gardens Pavilion has, the stage area has disappeared completely, so your stage door has gone and been replaced by the Palm Court restaurant.
So that's where I would...
That's where you were, that's the dressing room area, the stage door area was down there in the Palm Court.
I was kicking my legs up there.
Well...
No more.
Well, you can only buy a sandwich in there now.
Oh, no. And these are the potted plants that would have adorned this whole area.
This was all originally the floral hall. It was all full of Victorian greenery, potted palms, plants and what have you. You could hardly see the walls in here. And gradually over the years they thinned it all down, and we've just got what you see hanging from the roof here.
A bit like a station, isn't it?
That's right, yes. Yeah, a little bit like that. All this Victorian cast iron work in there is all exposed. Originally it was all covered by the plants. And of course here is the Galleon Bar.
Yes, so you used to have a drink after the show in there.
Still a favourite place for that. And this was originally, this was where the fernery was, which was full of plants and shrubs, and you could walk through it, and there were rock pools and goodness knows what else in there. And then in the 1930s, they got a film set designer to create a whole series of rooms in here, of which this is one.
So this is 1930s?
This is 1930s, yes. Oh. It's rather like the atmospheric cinemas of the 20s and 30s, and is remarkable. A lot of people, I don't think, realise that most of what they see that looks like carved woodwork is in fact plasterwork.
Is that plasterwork, a lot of that?
A lot of the stuff at the top is all plasterwork, and they actually got plasterers to go to wood carving classes to see how you carve wood so they could reproduce it in plaster.
Incredible. So Blackpool had themed pubs in 1930. And there's the Opera House. We can see some of the tile. Yeah. Now, this is one of the biggest theatres in Britain, isn't it?
This is the largest theatre in the country. It seats just under 3,000 people and has got the largest seating capacity of any theatre in the country, and puts on some of the biggest of our summer spectaculars in the town. We've had here for a long number of years, we had some of the very biggest American names. We've had people like Frank Sinatra, we've had people like Judy Garland, Johnny Ray, the big singing star from the 50s, Harry Belafonte, Nat King Cole, and so all those big names came along here, but they only did one-nighters here. So we thought that was rather unfair to push out all our British acts. And these are the people who've been here for long periods of time for the actual summer season shows.
Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Harry Seacombe, a dear friend of mine. Tony Hancock, look at those names. Alma Cogan, fantastic names there.